Hey YouTube, it's Magician34, and I threw something together the other day, and it played really well, and it's fun, and it may very well be the face of things to come in the new format if the recently leaked ban list is true. Once again, check the date on this. Should be down here somewhere, and if it's not, well, it's somewhere down there. But anyway, yeah. So I built Blackwings the other day, and this is the current ban list, which is about to change out, but still. Blackwings may very well be a good force in the new format. So, 3 copies of Sirocco, 3 copies of Shura, and Blackwings aren't exactly brain surgery or anything like that. 3 copies of Bora, so most of this should be fairly obvious. 1 copy of Zephyros the Elite. Honestly, I contemplate running more than one just because he's so good to get early, and you can use him with Whirlwind, but obviously with Whirlwind at 1, that's not necessarily a big incentive. But he is a really good card, and it'd be nice to have the second one just to get him out faster, like I said. He likes to bounce Black Whirlwind, so it'll be safe in your hand, and then you can play it whenever you get another Blackwing. Kind of helps protect you from your opponent's stuff. 3 copies of Blizzard, because he's awesome like that. 2 copies of Vayu. 1 copy of Gale, obviously, your Star Tuner. 1 copy of Khalid the Moonshadow, because they won't let us have more. 1 copy of Dark Armed Dragon, because obviously most of your monsters are dark, and this guy's a great field cleaner. He can force out warnings and stuff like that. And you have fairly good grave control too, because of Vayu. 1 copy of DD Crow. This guy can be set for Icarus in a tight spot. He's another dark monster you can send to your grave, but also mainly you can just search and remove something from your opponent's grave, just any old thing, any old time, and it's a very powerful effect. There are even good arguments for running 2 right now, but new format will kind of have us wait and see. 1 copy of Black Whirlwind, because it's one of the most amazing cards in the deck. If you open with it, it almost guarantees you a win. Allure of Darkness. 1 copy of cards for Black Feathers. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. 1 copy of Dark Hole. 1 copy of Mind Control. Blizzard likes this card especially. 1 copy of Book of Moon. 1 copy of Giant Trunade. Cherish it because they may very well take it away from us real soon. 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon to kind of back that Trunade up. We're not going to run Pot of Avarice in this build, partially because I don't know how many are coming in the future. But another thing, really, I decided to take them out for cards I would want to draw instead to give us a better support lineup. That's kind of a judgment call, and once again, new format's going to kind of tell us where we're going. 2 copies of Icarus Attack, obviously. 1 copy of Delta Crow Anti-Reverse. If the list changes the way I think it's going to, where they take away Giant Trunade, but they give us that 3rd Icarus, like the leaked ban list said, if that's true, this card's a lot of what's going to make Blackwings really good, just because they're going to have the ability to mass remove on those many set cards your opponents are going to be putting down, and there's not going to be a lot they can do about it. If you go first, you can set this with 2 or 3 cards of your own with 1 face-up Blackwing. This thing's going to be amazing. All you have to do is protect your Blackwing on the field, and that's going to be easy to do with cards like Compulse to back it up. This card's going to be very potent. Not to mention the Icaruses, which do a very similar thing. Solemn Judgment, obvious add-in. Torrential Tribute, good for field cleaning if you're about to get overwhelmed. 2 copies of Bottomless, because most of the monsters that threaten your Blackwings are going to be big enough to fall into Bottomless. And it doesn't open you up to the easy 1-turn kills that Warning does. 2 copies of Compulsory Evacuation Device. When the priority rule kicks in, this card's going to be amazingly powerful, and already it just kills any synchro that gets in your way, with very few exceptions. So this is just a standout card, and it can prevent your opponent from sinking in the first place. It works very well against Ixies monsters, because obviously, the same way it stops synchros, you can either take one of the pieces off the field first, or you can just wait for the big thing to come out and then get rid of that too. So you can play it any way you want. Very good. In a tight spot, you can even use it on your own guys. I mean, there's no limitation to Compulse. 1 copy of Mirror Force. It's a little bit better than Prison just because it mass sweeps. It's just one more way to get rid of your opponent's monsters, essentially. And last but not least, we're running 1 copy of Return from the Different Dimension. I was going to run Burial from a Different Dimension, but what it comes down to is Burial's not as great an incentive in this deck as Return is. You remove your monsters quite a few ways. There's Dark Armed Dragon, there's Vayu, there's cards for Black Feathers, there's Allure. Not to mention when your opponent tries to remove them with things like Deep Prison and Bottomless and so on. This card not only allows you to get those monsters back, essentially, and they're easy to put into your grave, but it's also going to allow you to make a big swing, and Blackwings like to make big swings. Can also facilitate some sinking, depending on if Gale is part of the equation or not. Very powerful card, greatly underestimated, and I think Blackwings could take advantage of it. Moving on to the extra deck, we get one copy of Trishula, Dragon on the Ice Barrier. He's actually pretty easy to make. That's just Shura getting value, so Value's effect doesn't work, and then special summoning your Bora, which is either one of your 3 Boras naturally top decked or searched off your Whirlwind. And that's your 9 stars, so you hit, and then you sing for this guy afterward, and you get one of the things you killed out of the grave. You fry any cards that are left on their field, and you get 1 card out of their hand, which could be their recovery. This can easily be a game-winning play very early, so you definitely want to have him. Stardust Dragon, just a good 8-star target. Kind of a duh. Scrap Dragon. Thought Ruler Arcfiend, the increased popularity of Deep Prison and a number of other targeting cards, Book of Moon too, all make him quite popular. He can be a good card to go for, because if you haven't gotten warned already, he's probably not going to get warned either. Great way to recover back life points, I guess, but the main reason you get him is the non-target ability. Colossal Fighter. Dark End Dragon, because we can search him, and he's a great way to get rid of a wide variety of threats that think they're safe when you sink, but really they aren't. Once again, Value is an easy way to get into that kind of stuff. Black Rose Dragon. 2 copies of Blackwing Armor Master. Value is the main reason we're running that second one. Bryanak, Dragon on the Ice Barrier, because he's amazing. 2 copies of Blackwing Armed Wing, because really you don't need the third. It takes up space that can go to something a little bit more practical. Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, because he's still just a good 6-star beatstick. He can run over anything that's 25, and that's an important number. Ally of Justice Catastor. And 1 copy of number 39 Utopia, because seizing may be something you need to do in a tight spot, and you have lots of level 4s, so that's basically the reason why. And so, until next time, rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more cool videos.